ICAO English Test. Test of English Center. TEC. Structure of the ICAO English Test. The ICAO English Test will last 30 minutes approximately, and it will consist of 3 different parts. Part A, one-to-one interaction, personal interview. You are expected to be able to speak about your professional life. The interlocutor will ask you some related questions.
Good morning, this is the English Centre test of Aeronautical English, and before we begin I have some general instructions. This test is designed to test your English language skills. We will use plain English and we're talking about aviation. Your knowledge of operational procedure will not be taken into account. Please ask me to repeat any questions or instructions that you don't understand. This evaluation has been recorded but will be kept confidential at all times. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. The date today is the 18th of November, the time is 1 o'clock, and we'll start the test now. May I have your name and license number, please?
My name is Pachi Arroita Navarro, and my license number is ESP.FSL.30200026.
Thank you. Please tell me about your job.
Well, my job, I have now 2 jobs. I work in Europa as a flight dispatcher, and well, doing flight plans and control the planes, and has a flight instructor in Somerset in a flight school.
How long have you done your main job?
How long was my job? Well, I started 10 years ago, around 10 years ago, and well, and I continued working because I want to start to fly in an airline, and I think it's working in Ireland, I have more possibilities to start there.
Can you tell me how you started in aviation, please?
I started to work in aviation because I did my flight instructor license, and unfortunately I can find a job here in Somerset next to the school that I did my license, and I started to fly as a new flight instructor, and step by step now I know the chief flight, but nearly.
Can you compare 2 different aircraft?
2 different aircraft?
Yes, please.
Yes, like for example Cessna 172 and the Seneca Piper.
For example?
Well, the main difference is the Seneca, the Piper Seneca, has 2 engines. The Cessna 172 only has 1. And let me think about it. Different things, like the Cessna has fixed propeller, and the Seneca has variable propeller. The Seneca, for example, has 6 seats, and the Cessna only 4. Cessna has high winds, and the Piper, has low winds. Speeds, of course, with 2 engines. Piper is faster than the Cessna, and I don't know.
Can you compare flying in 2 different countries?
In 2 different countries? Well, totally different. Starting, if you fly here in Spain, you can speak Spanish, and well, you can try to speak in English, why not? And I'm sure if you fly in England, you have to speak English. But maybe the big difference is depends of your flight rules, if you fly VFR or fly instrumental. Maybe in instrumental it's more or less the same in different countries, but if you fly visual, in England it's another world that if you fly here in Spain it's a strange thing if you fly visual. And if you go to other countries, they allow it, and they know how to control you.
Tell me about your last flight.
My last flight was 2 weeks ago, and I flew with a student doing takeoff and landings. Nearly an hour. We flew nearly an hour. We have good weather here in, but like usually in Sunbanet, and no, nothing special. She only has 10 hours. Then I have to take care.
How do you see the future of general aviation?
In Spain?
Yeah.
Yes. Oof. In Spain it's expensive. But I hope maybe the new people who controls now the general aviation or the airport here in Somanet, for example, work hard to improve the airport, and they want to people start to do new business here and more planes, more pilots.
What do you think of the situation of ATC in this country?
ATC in this country, I think the people who works in ATC, it's prepared to work, but they know how to control. But exactly the same that we talk about. If you fly in instrument flight or visual flight, it's totally different. In instrument flight, maybe they know how to do, and we don't have problems. But in visual flight, here in Mallorca, for example, it's really, really strange, and you don't know if they want to you flying or they want to you talk it with them.
Thank you. That's the end of part A, and we'll go on to part B.